Today we're going to dive deep into the Sanke variety of koi fish with Shawn McHenry. Let's do this.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So we have 3. These are Tosai from Taniguchi.
Taniguchi, that's a breeder?
Yeah. Taniguchi's, he's an awesome koi breeder. He's kind of, I don't want to say like taking the koi world by storm, but he's definitely one of the fastest growing koi breeders out there.
Really?
He's a very interesting dude because he's a first generation koi breeder in this day and age. And what that means is most koi farms that exist, they've been passed down for generation and generation.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Taniguchi, his family didn't do koi at all.
Really?
He was just like, you know what? I like koi. They're cool. I'm gonna breed my own, and I'm gonna do a badass job at it.
Be legit.
So, yeah. So
that's exciting to me because it's a new passion.
That's exactly what it is.
And it's a new, fresh look. I love that.
I don't want to put down, the importance of history and learning koi from your father and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he definitely brings that sort of first generation passion that I think some breeders miss out on.
Cool.
So he's generally a kohaku breeder, but he's also, he's been stocking up crazy on Sanke and Showa. So he breeds all 3 varieties. And today I have here some just really, really awesome Taniguchi Sankes.
Great.
So, all right, so we have these 3 pieces here. Let's start off with this koi here. She's hopefully she.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully
just so if we say she, we don't know at this point. Let's be clear on that.
Yeah, exactly. If I just say she enough, it'll become a girl. Is my
wishful thinking.
Right.
Cool little Inazuma pattern there going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, it's super cool.
So we have that nice Maruten. Maruten is that kind of like a tancho. That's but it's not quite because it connects through here, and exactly like you said, Inazuma, which is that lightning pattern, and then we have some really, really nice sumi coming up here, on both sides. So it's got a very, very even distribution of sumi, which is really important. It's got really nice odome. Odome is the break right before the tail. It has white, so the red doesn't bleed all the way into the tail.
This little spot right here we're talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Very end of here.
You got it.
The Inazuma coming out of the Marutan spot on the head is super cool, man. I really love it.
It is awesome. So Taniguchi's koi, they get really, really big. And that's one of the main things he's focusing on in his bloodlines that he's working on right now is size. I've left a Tosai there last year, and it grew from, I purchased it was this size, and next year it was over 60 centimeters. So that's massive.
Oh my gosh.
So let's take a look at his bigger, or her bigger sister. This one right here. You can tell definitely from the same sort of bloodline, same parent stock.
That's the Marutan again?
That Marutan, yep. And then we're followed now by, instead of the Inazuma pattern, but like a nice 2-step pattern here. Now, this koi definitely has the better body between the 2 of them, right?
Beefier.
Yeah, it's just a much beefier fish. You can see its head shape's larger. It's still got a very, very nice 2-step pattern. The interesting thing for me with this koi is the sumi placement. We always like a really strong sumi, like right at the shoulders, and it has it right there at the shoulders.
Sure.
And it's very balanced, so that's great. I personally, really like that sumi shoulder spot to have white in it as well. So in the Maruten, where we have the shoulder spot right here, it's actually touching all 3. It's a 3-color spot, which means
3-color shoulder.
You got it. Exactly. So I think you lose a little something because this doesn't have a 3-color shoulder. And we'll talk about this 4th koi, and then we'll kind of
Third
back
koi.
over it. 3rd koi, exactly. Yeah. So in this Sanke here, we have a very, very traditional pattern. This is, if you take that sumi away, it's a nice kohaku pattern. It's a standard 3-step type pattern there. Same thing, you have that real strong sumi on the shoulder that we like, and you can see where the black's going to come up Now, these koi all have certificates from Taniguchi.
Okay.
So if we take a look here, these koi, they haven't changed too much. Now,
How long have you had them?
Just about a month and a half.
Okay.
So what's interesting about Taniguchi, sumi. So sumi is generally known to kind of come up from the depths and start spreading, right? So if we look here at these spots here,
Yeah.
you notice they are a little bit darker on its left side.
Okay. Yeah.
The top side's about the same. The interesting thing about his sumi, I find, is it actually tightens up. So sometimes you'll be like, you know what, that's too much black. That's overwhelming at a young age. And next year, it'll tighten into a really, really, really tight spot.
Okay.
In fact, I learned that lesson the hard way. I had picked out, maybe 6 or 7 Tosai to leave out in Japan. And there's this one I really, really like, great body shape, but it had way too much black on it. And, the rule in general is that black tends to spread and grow bigger. And
In Sanke or?
in Sanke, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually sumi in general, to be honest, right? And so I passed on it. And first thing I do when I show up to Taniguchi's farm, I haven't seen the guy in a year, right? He's like, hey, Shawn, come take a look. And so we go to his greenhouse. He pulls up this fish. It's just awesome. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
The sumi completely tightened up. And he was just like, look, Shawn, I told you, like, it wouldn't.
I told you.
Yeah, I told you it would have shrink up. So it definitely shrinks up.
Okay.
Now that's something that's special to his bloodline. And you'll see it in other bloodlines in Sanke, but I can tell you from experience that sumi that we see on the shoulders here,
This guy?
yep, as well as the sumi we'll see right here,
Okay.
that's eventually going to kind of tighten back in a little bit.
Well, a lot of that happens because the fish explodes in size too and gets bigger. So, is that part of the tightening process? You think, or?
You know what? I have no reason for it. I have no idea why it does that. Because it definitely tightens in and it gets it just gets stronger and darker. So
Okay.
so yeah. So and again here is this first Marten we pulled up.
This one right here.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. So when it comes down to selecting my favorite Sanke here, it's a really, really tough choice because this is clearly the best body. It has the great, like, it has a perfect bone structure. It has a really tall spine, which is something that's really hard to see in this size Tosai, but you can see
Yeah.
its bone structure there.
I can see that. We haven't talked about the spine in our koi discussions at depth.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you really start to notice that when we get into bigger fish. So we'll have to dive into that deeper.
Absolutely.
When we
And
have
some
the
bigger koi,
opportunity.
it's a little
Yeah.
bit easier to see. So this koi has a great spine, a really long body. So this is the right choice for having a big, beautiful koi, right?
Yeah.
I personally like a little bit softer pattern
On Sanke.
on Sanke. I think with Showa you can go big and bold. With the Sanke, so Sanke make up like their big battle tanks of koi, but I like kind of a gentle, lots of white to kind of balance out the pattern,
Right.
to balance out like the boldness of the fish. Does that make sense, Eric?
Absolutely. I feel that for sure.
So
This is a classic case of. Did we go over let's show the one with the Inizuma.
yeah, of course.
And Inizuma is, of course, this one, the lightning bolt pattern.
Right.
So, yeah, that doesn't seem like it's changed a whole lot.
No, not too much.
Yeah. Okay. So I wanted to make sure we show we
All
were
through
able to
there.
get
Yeah.
them all done. But this is a classic case of, this is not a $5,000 Tosai, right?
Right.
So this is a classic case of, you're not going to get that high end in a Tosai unless you pay a lot of money. So now you're going to sacrifice either, that shoulder for some pattern, for some size.
That's exactly right.
Right.
That's what you have to ask yourself. You have to, in your own head, decide what are my priorities, right?
Yeah.
If it's a koi show and you're a judge, your priority is body conformation, right? And then next is going to
All the time, right?
All time, yeah.
Period.
You got it. And then skin quality and color, like, so that's how deep the black is, how white the white is, and then the last part's going to be pattern. But, you know, this is your pond at home, and if you're not showing fish, I guarantee pattern's more important to 99% of the people, like the pond owners out there.
Well, that's good. I want, as we teach people more and more about this, how to, you know, pick that textbook koi, I also want them to realize that we have to buy within budget. You know, not everyone has $5,000 to spend on a Tosai.
Sure.
So, you know, pick a really cool pattern and sacrifice size a little bit. That's probably the way I would go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got it. You got it.
So carry on with your selection of these.
Yeah. So